Hey, it's Steve again. It's Saturday, drizzling outside, and can't go fishing. Can't melt. I started uh, casting my own bullets out of lead, and can't do that. It's raining outside, so figured I'd make a video. This video is just a continuation. It just continue. It can just continues to get better, and more things are being revealed. And in Angelina County, and we're starting to see the cracks crumble with our coalition of elected officials. Now, this goes back to our last commissioners meeting. Judge Keith Wright wasn't there. And now, my feeling on that is that, you know what, you got one job. You're a county judge, and you meet twice a month. I think it's pretty apparent you need to be there. Or reschedule it to where you can actually fit in there, maybe in the evening where other people can attend. Or at least look at the live broadcast. But no, we have it at 10 o'clock during the weekday. Nobody can get out. Nobody can get out to speak to the commissioners. Nobody can question the commissioners. And trying to get them on tape or trying to get a quote from them is like pulling freaking teeth. They will not address the issues in public, in print, or anything. They will not present the issues that are plaguing the county and what they plan on doing about it. I think I read that somewhere that that's a commissioner's job, but I don't know. Hey, maybe it's different here. But now there's a new video, Mr. Delcifino, and he brings up some good points. One of his points is that we borrowed $6 million to pave our roads. Okay. $300,000 of that month, $300,000 of that money is unaccounted for. We cannot have it. We don't have a receipt for us purchasing it. We don't have nothing receiving it. We have nothing except to say that we've got a bank note for $6 million for our roads. Now we all know that there's not been $6 million spent on our roads. So what happened to the rest of that asphalt or the money? Or please tell me what you did with it. Just keeps being continues to be a status quo, because if you remember, we had our Commissioner Bobby Cheshire, who was indicted on some felonies and had to do time. I'm not sure how much time he's got to do, but anyway. He ain't been around here. So, but before he was actually convicted of these crimes, he was already up on charges for misappropriation of funds from the county. That never got investigated. That never came to fruition. And you would think if someone is actually accused of misappropriation of funds, and then you got to think you'd be hit with that somewhere. That he just dropped the charges to get him on the felony charges. I don't know. I don't know how it works in the court system, but it wouldn't surprise me a bit how they handle it in our court system. And get this, the equipment that he bought with these misappropriated funds, he spent on surveillance equipment. Said he was going to check up on his staff while they were, or where they were at. To track them, see where they were at their right place or whatever. That sounds pretty good or whatever. However, the fact is he installed them into his wife's and his daughter's car so he could keep track of them. So here we go again. Unscrupulous individuals who are running our government. If we expect anything different to be run any different, then guess what? We're putting them in there, and we're rolling the dice every chance. It was reported that Keith Wright stated that you can show you 187 counties with the same issues, same problems. Okay, thank you very much for your information. However, the fact is, I don't live in none of those counties. I don't pay taxes in none of those counties. I don't compare myself to other counties. I don't compare my infrastructure to other counties. It has been blown out of the water that the fact is, this is just obvious in our eyes, is because the fact is they care more about appearance than they do actual ability to get the job done and take care of its citizens. Appearance is a big thing down here. Appearances, they'll break the law for appearances. Case in point, I had a judge not too far long ago, and this kind of gives you the mentality here. He said, well, little girls can't play softball on Sundays. They should be in church. Okay, you can see possibly where that actually has a major impact to women in our area. They can't play softball on Sundays, but you can let little boys play softball on Sundays. What if the little girl, she goes to church in the morning, she wants to play an afternoon softball, pick up softball game? What if the girl actually goes to church in the morning, or doesn't go in the morning, but waits for her father to come home so they can all go to service together? What about those kind of things? If somebody wants to make a law, a mayor wants to make a law, and nobody said a damn word. Nobody said a word. It is apparent to what we've got as far as the turnover. Just look at the turnover of our personnel and that are hired by our county. You get one or two choices. You can go along with the plan. You can go on the way we've been doing things over and over and over again. You can keep your mouth shut, keep your job, keep, whatever, we get a raise every year or whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you got a job, you got benefits, you got all these things or whatever. These are big deals to people down here. To get a job with benefits, it's like, shh, I'm on that. But do you think maybe that the county could be putting pressure on these individuals? Some things not to talk about. Never hit the light of day. You're not available to talk about your work. Can't talk about your work. They damn sure can't tell what's going on at your work at the county. So you see where they kind of got you over. They kind of got you over the barrel, because the fact is, well, you start acting up. We're just going to cut back your hours, or guess what? We're going to let you go. There's a lot of people want to work for the county out there. So this is how we create the vacuum to where information is not spread upon the people, and is actually in every department. You will experience difficulty in getting information from them. They will pull all the stops. And trust me, when you go in there and you ask for a document, or you ask for a recorded document, as soon as you start asking to get the process or to file your documents or whatever, I guarantee you, by the time you walk out of that copy room, everybody in that building knows why you were here for. Everybody knows. So we have the TDC and the sheriff's departments added, because the fact is of overcrowding in the jails. In Angelina County, I can't understand why people didn't see this coming. We've had 3 judges go before the commissioners meeting in the last 2 years, warning them of this problem, how it's going to get out of hand and how it's going to end up biting the county in the ass if they didn't do something about it then. Well, what do? We kick the can on down the road, and hey, we'll deal with that problem when we get there. But the fact of the matter is that, hey, now you starting to mess with people's constitutional rights. And it doesn't make any difference what the court says or whatever, because the fact is, if they were mistreated going up to their trial, or if there was any kind of incidents that happened during their trial caused by the county jail or the staff or any law enforcement personnel, then we got a whole nother case, which is what's happening now. Because the fact is, you have individuals who have been locked up in the jail for 3, 4, 5 years, no trial, no representation. The attorneys they assign don't even show up for their cases. Whatever. So you got a guy in there for 5 or 6 years waiting on a trial, may or may not come. But the general process of this is that, you know what, we're going to put you in jail until you admit to something, or you give us a name, or you drop us a name. If you don't, you're going to stay in jail for the rest. You're going to stay in jail till we tell you you can get out. And we can bury your paperwork wherever we want to, right to the bottom of the pile. Everywhere, courts are being, sheriff's departments, police departments, the Rangers, everybody experiencing this backlog. With this backlog is the fact is that they can't get cases tried fast enough. I'll leave a link in the room here. This comes from the Texas Standard, and now they're at odds with each other because they say TDC is not picking up the prisoners when they're supposed to, or they're not ready when they're supposed to. And it's like all of a sudden they're fighting over prisoners, but then whenever they get to a certain time or frame, whatever, then when you draw it to their attention, they're like, okay, I forgot about that. I don't see how a person can get charged with a sexual crime against a minor. It can be commit these type of crimes, heinous crimes against the public and kids, and the less off than we are, and they just put them in jail, and there's no justice for the victims. I know of people in Huntington that have still been trying to stop a case. It's been 4, 5, 6 years. In Angelina County, when you go through the county registers, see what their crimes are, and say, you know what, hey, we're holding these back. It'll be obvious to you. Hey, these guys that have committed these serious crimes, murder, and all that, they ain't getting tried. They ain't going to trial. Why? Well, because the fact is, in Angelina County, defense attorneys here want to slam dunk. They want to go in and build their hours. They want to go to the district attorney and say, we make a deal. I get my hours. You get your court fees. This guy walks. But we choose when they get out of jail. Not the law. We choose that. So we have gotten a letter I've gotten a letter from the Ken Paxton's office here. They reviewed my Freedom of Information request that was put out to Kerry Kirby and also Sheriff Selman. They came back with reasons that they don't have to show the video, which is all bullshit, and that's just going to lead to another lawsuit. It's not by me, I'm telling you. And it stands by this, but it does address here that we find that have not demonstrated any of the remaining information at issue is highly intimate or embarrassing and not legitimate public concern. Thus, the AG may not withhold any portion of the remaining information under certain sections of 552.101, conjunction with the common law privacy. So, in other words, what they did was they broke this down into common law, with something that Kerry Kirby didn't even think about doing. And let me tell you why, because the fact is, normally file something with the county attorney's office, it takes 30 to 45 days to get a response from them. This case that I have here is OR 2024-013548. So I should be getting these documents in from Kerry Kirby or Tom Selman. And if they refuse, then it's on them and got in a court order. So, or it was on the order from Ken Paxton. So he agrees with us that there's no embarrassing details on there. The video can be redacted if it shows the time of death or if it shows any kind of if it shows anything that may be too grotesque, or maybe for not all audiences to see, it may be um, redacted at that point in time. But for the embarrassment and those things, no. I mean, everybody makes mistakes at freaking at everything you do. So mistakes are given. You make mistakes, you learn from them, move on, whatever. But the fact is, if it keeps continuing over and over and over again, now you got a bigger problem. We do not experience the number of deaths that they do in Smith County and Harris County. Granted, however, the fact is we don't have as many prisoners as they do. So what's going to happen when our prison population goes up? Are we going to see more deaths in the jail? Are we going to see any kind of standard operating procedures that actually changes to keep these items that have been brought up to the sheriff's department of where they need to make changes by the law? Sheriff's department, you cannot use a chokehold anymore. You can't. Okay. In the video we saw these individuals apprehend this individual with long guns. I got the guy on the ground. Now there's an individual that's poking him with his gun, with his barrel. There is nowhere I know of that you're taught to handle a weapon that way. And if you're pointing this weapon at an individual, they have every right to fight back. It's all in the de-escalation process, which we seem to don't bother with anymore. The actual thing that we have in our jail is also the same thing that we discover in our police department, because everyone says they're going to do the least amount, they're going to do the minimum of their job, because it's not you don't get headlines, you don't get the cover, you don't get nothing, whatever. You just do your job, get paid, you come home. And they're not about to buck that system. Hell, they got paid benefits. They got good salary. They got benefits. And anything they do on their job is mentioned so they can get that promotion, so they can get that raise, so they can get that hook or crook. They're going to end up making sure they look good, and they get their paper news. I mean, their picture to paper, so they can be considered for promotion or pay salary. It's kind of like the way all businesses run, but the fact is that now you're dealing with law, and people don't like that to be messed with too much. So this is where we're at in Angelina County right now. We have one case that's settled, Mr. Walker, for his whistleblower act. I think he received $150,000 for being fired illegally. I think also the fact is that there's still a case going that he's going to be actually requesting back pay, and based on the whole situation, whatever, that's just showing the county that you don't have the control that you think you do, and that people are coming up with of ways inside the law to attack these policies, attack the arrogance that is established with being held in our commissioner's court and by county attorneys, and also by county staff. So our recent departures, Janet Castle, she's left 2 years ago. Mr. Sanchez, he left before his contract. We got wardens, we got people moving, getting out of situation, getting away from this situation. Why? Because damn, if they didn't get caught. You got James Hicks running around as a DPS officer. He's in a report from Nacogdoches, and he's doing investigations in Lufkin, where he was moved out of. They complained about him so much, he got taken out of Lufkin. Plus, at Lufkin PD office, or Department of Public Safety, complained about him, and they run him out of the county, run him over to another county. but he's still processing. But he's still processing cases. How's that work? I guess what I'm trying to say is that just because they say it's so doesn't mean it's actually happening. Just because they say they're doing that doesn't mean they're happening. This is where we come in. We have to actually dot our I's and cross our T's and check and make sure that they are abiding by the law, not getting anything over us, and also weeding down the corruption. And also, if you don't want to say it's the corruption, let me say it to you this way. The funny business is going on that we got to pay for. And maybe it's time people start asking questions and demanding answers. Maybe it's time for us to let them somebody stop running out of that office after commissioners meeting, jumping in the truck, taking off somewhere. Didn't even talk to their constituents. They disappear. As soon as it's over with, it's like they must have a secret door. I don't know. They got a secret door or something like that because they gone, man. They gone. So that is it from, I guess, from Angelina County. Be careful on the roads out there today. I know it's getting sunny in the afternoon, but the roads are still tore up out there, especially in Angelina County. I have received that there are areas in Nacogdoches and Smith County that are they're flooding, and they're actually flooding. And people don't understand. Your river gets flood. It just doesn't happen all of a sudden. It has to be a certain stage, and then all hell breaks loose. But anyway, this is it from here. We have updates that I'm still currently working on. I'm still working on correspondence, getting back to the Attorney General on this, to schedule and deliver of the documents. And one of those documents that I asked for is the video. Now, if you have noticed that Texas now has, and more states have actually coming clean when there's a death in the custody of their citizens, or there's an officer involved shooting, or some of these matters or whatever. And we have seen an influx of videos in full transparency by these organizations to actually allow the public to review, make a determination, ask questions, which methods are safe, which methods are not safe, which should be public information, but it's not. So we will still continue to fight and look at our jails. We're also be continuing to fight and look for our roads, because if we don't have a commissioner's office that is in full oversight of our county, if we don't, then we have to be the oversight committee. Mr. Jeffrey said it best. He said, he does answer to us. Road commissioner does answer to us. And this mistake was made because the fact is that he was not a road engineer. A statement was made by Keith Wright, said, you know what, we want somebody to get their hands dirty and get on their job, start doing their job, okay, great. You got an administrator, that's all he's done is worked on roads. That's a good fit, but guess what? You got to have an engineer to plan all this crap. That's what's wrong with the county now. Hell, half the people don't even know. You don't even know where the water lines are or what the proper address is. So it would behoove Angelina County to come clean and just go ahead and just say, this is what we did. This is what we're working on, blah, 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 and take it. People are going to be pissed when they know the full story. People are going to be freaking, you got to be kidding me. Because, see, they want you to think it is white. But black is black. They promise you everything in none of the books. You need to get your vote over and over and over again. They forget about you. So anyway, that's your Angelina County. I just want to make a quick video. Oh, I am tracking across the United States all these protests and crap, whatever. But I got my own opinion on that, and I'll leave that for another video. So you guys be good, be careful. Hey, spread this around.